All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to this video. So today I really want to talk through why discounting your products is wrong and why you'll never be able to succeed if that is your core strategy with your business. Now, coming through with this strategy, we've been able to build our business, our ecom business, up to 500K a month without running any sales throughout the year. So I want to go through why you shouldn't be discounting your products and what you can do instead. So I hope you find this video valuable. So just a bit about us. As said, we're doing 500K a month in our ecom business. We now help others do the same to grow to at least 100K a month and beyond. So if you're serious about growing your business, take a look at the link below, book a time to chat, and let's get acquainted and see if we can help you do that. All right, let's jump straight into it. So when we started out our business a few years ago, we did start running sales campaigns. Okay, we started to run them pretty sporadically. There was no real strategy behind it. But what we initially thought there was, it's a good way to get some quick sales, right? So I'm talking within the first, 2 years of being in business. What started to happen was we would get some consistent sales throughout the week, which was great. We were kind of building up to probably 10K, a month at this point. And then we would run sales and get a nice little run on. But quite often we would have the same amount of revenue for a hell of a lot more volume. And so for us, in terms of production, we just end up putting ourselves under a lot of stress production-wise for the same amount of revenue generated. Now, this was okay in a sense of getting new clients and new customers in the door, but what we quickly found was that they were the same customers and clients that we actually had previously, and they were purchasing at an opportunistic time, meaning that they're going to get a discount on their purchase, probably that they would have already purchased anyway. And so over time, probably over a 6 to 8 month period, we found that was making up the majority of the customers coming through. And so again, we were getting the same amount of revenue in the door for, let's call it 30% more sales or customers or orders, and 30% more work on our part. And with a really high touch product like ours that is costly to produce, that's time arduous, it was really challenging to sort of maintain this. So the first thing that kind of came out of it was that people began waiting. So this is mistake number one. People get conditioned and begin to wait for your sales so that they can then go and purchase. So even if they would have purchased, call it in the week or the month prior to the sale, they're willing to wait. Oh, they'll go on sale sometime soon. I'll wait till then. I'm not going to do it now. I'm not going to prioritize it. So it becomes like this, almost like a hedging around when you will and will not go on sale. And if you don't go on sale at some stage, then they forget about it, or they may not sort of come back. They don't say they won't go on sale again. I'm going to purchase now. And so this is really putting the business in a position of weakness. And so throughout this, I want you to keep in mind that you can do sales from a position of weakness or a position of strength. Because there's no doubt that businesses across the globe and very successful businesses obviously do sales. Okay, so it just depends on the perspective that you're coming from. It is a mistake that if you can only make sales when you're discounting your products, that is where businesses fail. And it's really important to understand that that is a position of weakness, not a position of strength. So you need to rethink how and when you actually, do your sales. And so the first thing is that conditioning, as I mentioned. That's what we found actually happened when we started to run sales, call it every 1 to 2 months to 3 months, maybe around major events like Easter and Christmas, was that people were prepared to wait. And so over time, as we consistently rolled this out, our sales in between the actual discounted times became less and less and less, and we actually lost revenue. We actually went backwards on those months, and then we'd kind of boost up to where we almost were revenue-wise, even though sales increased, and then it would come again, and then go from there. So that was really detrimental to the behavior of our customers. And so the second thing, I guess, with that is really bolstering the brand that you actually are and the value you have to your customers. So when people are in this mode of waiting for sales, you're perceived as a commodity. Like the fact that they've got other options, it's almost like, they're psychologically threatening your brand with like, oh, if they don't discount, I'm going to go somewhere else. Somewhere else, I can get that somewhere else cheaper. It's a commodity. They're not. You've trained them to not see you as the source of what they actually want. And if that's the case, then you have to work on your positioning first and foremost to say, well, this is a unique product offer, and you can only come to me. So whether it's discounted or not, then you're going to want to have to buy from me. And so that was what we also found. That was we started to be put in baskets with other companies that were not technically the same as us, but where we had worked so hard to have a point of difference, being less than 5% fructose in every cleanse, that was why people came to us in the beginning, discounting everybody else out of the picture. As soon as we brought in their mind of almost price competing, suddenly we were thrown into the same bucket as everybody else, and they could have the choice to go to them. And so again, that really detracted away from our core sales. So you can see how the sale aspect of going on sale and discounting our products actually detracted more from sales and revenue than when we're actually normally pricing things. So that's the second thing. And the third thing is along the same lines. It actually devalues your brand or your product. This is what happened with us. People, again, started to price match, and it devalued what it actually meant to them. When people were paying full price, they actually invested that amount of money, and therefore that percentage of themselves being 110% of their own commitment was to that experience, to that product. And in turn, by paying more, paying full price, they actually got more out of it psychologically and physically. Whereas if they're trying to get a deal, they're trying to get a discount here, they're like 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out, the experience seems to be the same. That was what we actually found. Those that were looking for discounts and a better offer were normally the ones that had a bad experience. And this is specific for our product, of course, but if you put the same hat on, if you're getting the penny pincher clients, think about it. Who are the biggest pains in the ass to deal with it as customers? The ones that are looking for these sort of things. The ones that are trying to penny pinch and get as much out of you as possible, and still, they probably won't even give you a 5-star review. All right? And so that was another really pivotal thing we found. And really a pivotal thing to make us decide to not do sales anymore after that, basically that second year. We said, you know what? Keep your money. We don't actually want to deal with you. The 80% of our revenue is coming from 20% of our customer base anyway, who are full paying, great clients. We love them. They keep coming back. And you're making up 20%, but 80% of our headspace and effort. Obviously the 80-20 rule I'm referring to here, but that's a fact. That's what happened. And so I encourage you to look at your model. When are you actually creating sales? Is it from a position of strength or weakness? Is it the only time you can make sales? Or are you trying to add more value to customers by doing so and rewarding them basically for being with you and being loyal to you? Would they buy from you regardless? So I encourage you to look at this strategically. Think about your schedule and when can you actually offer discounts and why are you doing so, right? And so now that leads me into when you can do sales. And look at your model. Again, always look at your model. Don't necessarily look at what people are doing in the industry because you don't want to be the same as them, obviously. So when to do a sale is from a position of strength, a position of power. Now, this can be at certain times of the year. It can be, seasonality wise, if you want to clear stock or encourage people to buy a certain product or a certain range, then that can be the way to go. If you want to push a certain product more because you've got more stock of it, for example, then that's a position of strength. You're trying to skew people's behavior to something in particular. And so again, that comes with clearing a product, right? So this is a position of strength where you're dictating people's behavior, not just buy from me because I need it and I'm not getting any sales otherwise. And also take into consideration that intent, and that intent will be seen through from customers. They are they feel like they're in the position of choice. But if your product and your brand is positioned as such that they can only buy from you because of your specific point of difference, your unique selling point, they can't go anywhere else for that reason. For us, again, the less than 5% fructose in every cleanse, then you're in a position of power to say, well, yeah, we don't have discounts anymore. Sorry, you know, like not to be mean or about it or anything like that, but for them to understand that and see the value in the full price product and some. You know, people tell us continuously they would pay more than what we're actually pricing at. So they see a massive discrepancy between price and value, the benefit they actually get from our product. And so that builds into, you know, when you can actually do it, obviously. So intent or future plan. If you've got, you know, you're getting rid of that product, you want to clear things out, it's seasonal, get rid of it, absolutely. Do it, but that's the intent, okay? Not to save your business, all right? And another thing here is obviously to increase your average order values. You know, you can boost up existing sales and say add this for, you know, 50% off, whatever it may be. Or lifetime value. So same thing, come back, you know, get this stock at whatever price you're selling it for. So those are the things, but these are levers you should be able to pull to increase mostly sales volume, not necessarily revenue. And so that's a position of strength, that they're levers that you can actually pull, not to survive, because no one can survive unless you've got 90% margins by just having sales. And there are some companies out there, of course, that, you know, that will do that. Amazon, for example, their strategy was, you know, to go underwater and lose money for X amount of time to blast the competitors. But that's not something a normal e-com business can do. And so have a think about how you're currently doing your sales, not just, oh, this is the norm, so I'm going to do it too. That's very lazy, I would say. Lazy. So think about it. You have the choice. It's your company. You have the choice whether you discount things or not. And have the backbone to be able to back yourself and say, we can get sales with the strategy we're using, not just because everybody else is doing it. So to be very, very clear, we do not do Easter, Christmas, Black Friday, free shipping, anything like that, because we don't have to. We've reconditioned our clients to see value as us as a trustworthy business that has a massive value to cost discrepancy, that they will keep coming back time and time again. And we have a 60% repeat customer rate as we have grown all the way through from 10K, 50K, 100K a month to now 500K a month. And that's what's going to sustain your business. When you start to value your products and your business, they start to value you as such. So just keep that in mind in the back of your head. And so the real way to get away from sales and actually stop doing sales and conditioning your customers is to stand out from the beginning. Have your point of difference, that has your USP, right? As mentioned, only use them as levers. Timing, seasonality, gets clearing stock, the intent or the future plan, or to increase your average order values and lifetime values. All right? And when you do a sale, if it's timing from a position of strength, do it and make it as attractive and unique as possible. Stand out, like make it a super special occasion. We don't do these things normally. Therefore, get in before we sell out. Get in whilst it lasts. Have some urgency about it. Never, ever, ever have something that's completely ongoing all the time. There's no urgency and people will get tired of it. Okay? So that's the other thing. Because if you can't be selling at normal periods of time at your normal pricing and margins and making a decent profit, then no amount of sales will actually save your business. All right, so that's kind of it to kind of wrap up this. We have consistently done 500K a month by not running sales at all. We don't do free shipping. Okay, and people respect that because of the experience they've had in the past, because of the reputation we have in the industry, and the fact that we're in our own market. So they're the things to look out for in yours. Think about it. See where sales actually fit in with your strategy and why you're actually doing it. What is the intent? And what is the actual idea behind it? And how is this going to reflect on your business? Are they going to see you as a cheap commodity? Or are they going to see you as a great opportunity and a generous business that's offering this as, you know, a once off or, you know, thanking their customers? So be really careful. But that is the way to grow, is to build the foundations of the business. Okay? From the very crux of what you've actually created and why you're doing it in the first place. Not to become a commodity doing what everybody else is doing. All right. And so hope that creates a new perspective of sales and how to conduct them and why you shouldn't do them, and obviously how to build a sustainable business that's going to grow. And we are living proof that we got rid of sales as a general rule, and we are now at 500K a month. And so it can be done. And I'd encourage you to look at ways to protect the values of your business, protect your margins, and condition customers and clients to see you in a very favorable light with your point of difference and USP and the experience that they have. So I hope that helps. Any questions, definitely let me know. But that's our stance, and I hope it serves you well. So thanks. I'll see you in the next one.